Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Friday night races, August the 18th. We have 7 races on tap. Start at 7 o'clock. The P&E is upon us. The annual fair starts on Saturday, August the 19th, and so it changes our schedule. We begin the Friday and Mondays schedule, and the Mondays are 5 o'clock post.
Yeah, absolutely. A good card they put together for Monday. 8 races on Monday, as Mike mentioned. 7 on the Friday night. I love the Friday nights. Make sure you make it out there. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. It kicks off the first race with a maiden $8,000 claimant event for 3 and up Colts and Geldings. I landed on the 2 here, Martello. He's been tackling much tougher company. A disappointing effort last time in a maiden special weight. But before that, he's right there in those maiden 25s with Fedosov, Fire Boss, Master U, and considerably tougher horses. The drop down to 8,000 should be the trick for Pat Jarvis and rider David Lopez. I put the other Pat Jarvis horse. He's got ego. Coming off, he ran 4th in that last maiden 8, but that was a tough maiden 8 with Brother Rod, Catch 21. Other than his stablemate here, I don't think this race is as tough, so I got him in the 2nd spot. I put Champagne Waltz. Jon Snow having a good year. He thought enough of this horse to start out in a maiden special weight. Disappointing start. Drops in for maiden 8. Should be more value in here. I went 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I agree with the 2 horse, Martello. I mean, this horse has been running against
He's battle
miles
tested,
the best horses, and I know he has a lot of starts under his belt, but still, this is a much easier spot. I put the 5 horse Run Harvey Run in the mix. Blinkers off for new trainer Ryan Diot. This horse actually ran some good races last fall, and against better company, and still started for $4,000. Didn't get the best of trips. The closers did well that day. And this horse was up, in between horses, and obviously something happened because the horse has been off for a while, but the works are good. Got 5 works since his last race, and the blinkers come off. So I think that could be a good move.
It was also his first start of the year too, which didn't help his case. You get into the races at the end of June, right?
It was a tough spot to debut, and I think he'll be really well prepared. And if anyone beats Martello, it could be Run Harvey Run.
Yeah.
I agree with your other assessment on the other part, Pat Jarvis runner. He's got ego. This horse is live in here. I thought a pretty good effort against Slow Fractions last time, and deserves another look with Antonio Reyes. I went 2, 5, and 3 in the Friday opener. On to race number 2. Maiden $8,000, or pardon me,
16,
maiden $16,000 2-year-olds here, going 6 panels. I had some trouble. I really had to look long and hard in this race. I kind of know who's going to be the 4 will be the favorite, and I don't have the 4 in the top 3.
Yeah. We actually both left out each other's top picks. That tells you something about this is a pretty tough race to handicap.
I went with the 8 Red Buffalo. I thought the horse ran better than looked in his first start. That 39-2 race that was won by Nightly Pleasure was, I thought, any one of the Nightly Pleasure race I really want, and this horse didn't break that bad. Just didn't look like a 3.5 furlong horse. And the horse had some works, like it was prepping to go farther than 3.5 furlongs anyway. And Lenny Ciceran gets the mount lightweight. I just think the outside post will do him good and kind of gallop up and maybe be pretty dangerous in this race. So I'm going to try Red Buffalo at hopefully a decent price. Put the 6 horse Criminal Code for Mike Anderson in the 2nd spot. Good runner-up effort last time to Locked and Loaded. Wasn't the fastest time, but still ran a good race. And another
what
one
was the favorite that day?
Bred to go a little farther than 3.5, so I think this horse will be a little more comfortable. And I put the 2 horse Smart Deal, another one I think that wants to go long, coming out of the Nightly Pleasure race. Not in the race going 3.5, but I like these kind of, when this happens, it's good. You have this bogus form because it's 3.5. Trainers put them in to get, a start, experience and a race under them. And then when they get going 6 or 6.5 furlongs, they're far more dangerous. The 3.5 furlong horses that were running 3rd and 4th that get overbet going 6 furlongs aren't the ones that win. It's sometimes they do, but I mean this horse is interesting as well. So I put that one in the mix. I went 8, 6, and 2. I left. Aspout, I left Lookout Taylor. There's 3 fillies in here. The 1s, 5, and 7 are fillies running against the boys, but a very difficult handicapping assignment.
Yeah, it is. I went with the horses that have run 2 turns so far. I mean, Asp is. You're right. It's going to be overbet.
Dropping.
But it's dropping. It's got blinkers on. It's for great connections. Richard Hamill, Phil Hall was well backed last time, and it was around 2 turns. It's got that 2-turn race. in a maiden special weight. Now in for 16, I think Asp is going to be dangerous in here. I landed on Asp over the 2-year second horse as well, Criminal Code. Another one that had a 6 furlong race. I was in a tough race with Take the High Road European, Mike Grayson. Went back to 3.5 at 16, didn't disgrace himself. I think he's going to be better at 16 around 2 turns. So I got him in the second spot. I put Mike Anderson's other horse, Lookout Taylor. The fact that he ran her twice in maiden special weights, and they're both 6 furlongs, now into a 16 6 furlongs. I think this horse can progress. It's going to be a bit of a price under Skylar Wedge. But I threw her in for third. 4, 6, and 5 for me. In the second, on the third, 4,000 non-2 for 3 and up. Colts and Geldings going a mile and a 16th. Field of 7 in here. I went to the 6. Jackson Teller led every jump last time. His long race has been very good. He broke his maiden for 8 convincingly. Came back in a wide open 8, which was too tough. Then a 4 on 2, just got beat a neck by McCallum. We see McCallum stepping up this weekend. McCallum was cut out to be a good horse. He went down on a spill earlier this year. Got back on track by just defeating Jackson Teller, but I think he's very dangerous in here for our good friend Ken Johnson. I put the 2, Chase the Money in here. Impressive effort breaking his maiden. First got beat by Remember Yourself. They came back. Best bet of the day, made no mistake in the last race that day and broke his maiden. First time against winners is always tough. I think the experience will do him well. And back in second time for a 4 on 2 should be good for him. David Lopez picks up the call for Dave Milburn. Got him in the second spot. And I threw Sonny's in command. He was third behind Jackson Teller last time, so I don't want to leave him out. John Snow going great guns. 6, 2, and 7 for me.
Yeah, the same 3 horses. I really wanted to make Chase the Money the winner.
Yeah.
I've been chasing this horse for the
You've
last
been
3
chasing
starts.
the money.
Hey, we got 1 win, but I really liked him last time, and he didn't. I don't know. He just wasn't sent. Maybe that's why the rider change is in order. I got David Lopez on, but I just worry that Jackson Teller is going to really ruin his day, and that's why I've gone to the 7. Sonny's in command. I mean, there's not much between these 3 horses.
Yeah.
I agree. It's 2, 6, 7. There's no. I mean, the 4 off the grid could be interesting off the claim. That would be the only other horse I'd be interested in. But 2, 6, and 7 are your horses. I just maybe see the 2 and 6 getting into a bit of a squabble on the head end.
Could set up
Sonny's in command.
yeah.
Who moved early into slow fractions last time and got. I don't think he got tired. He just, like Jackson Teller, ended up running on, and McCallum was just the best horse. And, he was running for 16,000, McCallum. Yeah. I thought that was a good effort from Sonny's in command, his first try going along, and maybe that's what he wants to do. Maybe if he held back a little farther, it gets a good pace to run at. So I'm going to try him to win it, and I put Jackson Teller, who's obviously the horse to beat, and Chase the Money, who's been live in these races as well. I went 7, 6, and 2 in the third. On the 4th race, $25,000 optional claimer for fillies and mares here, going 6.5 furlongs. We do have a scratch. Number 2, Classic Statement, is out. She's entered back for Monday, so the 2 Classic Statement is out, so we're down to a field of 6. I went to 6, Cherokee and Me. Looks like going to get a pretty favorable pace scenario in here. You got Chianti that wants to be near the lead, Omi, Indy Rock, Colleen's Diamond, EcoCharge even can show some speed. Cherokee Me, even if she wasn't the best filly in the race, would be tough. But I mean, with all the pace presence, she's going to be really tough. And I think Cherokee Me is your horse. Chianti is my second horse. I thought a nice win last time. I've been trying to set up Snuggles or stablemate in her previous races in stakes events. Finally got into a claimer and on her own, and she showed how good she is, and she won. Got claimed though, moves to the Great Tracy Brown. I think Greg has a big chance of having the exactor in here. And I put the 5 horse. Colleen's Diamond, who shortens back up to 6.5 furlongs. I thought a pretty good effort going along last time. Didn't get out there. Her form's kind of muddied up because of that. Didn't get out there, and they were running fast early and kind of in between horses. And her sprint races are good. She's a good sprinter. Give her another shot. I put her in for third. I went 6, 1, and 5.
I don't have a lot to add. I mean, Cherokee and Me looks to be the boss in here. An 8-time winner.
Pace is going to help her. She comes from it. She's not that she needs the help, is what I'm saying.
She doesn't need the help.
22 and 4 the opening quarter, she can still win.
But
they're going 22 flat.
But everything's going to play to her favor.
Yeah.
I agree, Mike. I got Cherokee Me on top of Chianti, the other Greg Tracy runner, impressive last time for 16. She's a nice filly who's tackled the toughest horses around throughout her career. Her in the second spot, and I threw in for my third horse. I threw in Indy Rock. I was impressed. Just a 3-year-old filly against older mares, but I was really impressed with her first start. She was headed the whole way. They didn't go. I mean, they went decent practice, 22 and 1, 46. Just the way she fought on. She had horses around her. She fought the whole way and drew off at the end, won by 3/4 of a length. I was really impressed. Well-bred filly at a concert music. Of course, her brother rock concert. He broke his maiden first out. It seemed to have a lot of promise. It didn't necessarily pan out that way, but I think this filly has a lot of upside, so I want her in there. I went 6, 1, and 4. In the 4th, on to the 5th. Maiden optional 40, we're calling them now. Yes. Going 6.5 furlongs. 3 and up. Actually, a mixed bag of girls and boys in here, a field of 7.
3 fillies and 4 boys.
I went to one of the boys.
Parsimonious.
Thank you. Parsimonious.
I know. It's not,
Don't ask me to spell it.
Yeah, I know. Parsimonious. It means cheap.
It means
tight. Careful.
Oh, okay. Parsimonious.
Yes.
He did not buy round because he was parsimonious.
Correct.
Is that what you're
okay? Yes.
Any rate,
something like that.
He might be a cheap price in here. He's probably going to go off as your favorite. I thought a great effort for Barb Heads in the Bend in his first start behind his time to shine. He was making a few starts and was quick. And this guy tried to run him down, couldn't quite get to him. But I thought really encouraging effort. Barb doesn't really necessarily crank her horses up for the first start. She really develops horses. I see her horses get better as time goes on. And I think that this horse in his second start is going to improve off that first start. And if he does, he's going to be a handful to beat in here. I got him in the first spot. Put Pop Source, the Dave Forrester horse, near Kodiak Rose for Cameron Hill and Dr. Chan. She's a pretty nice filly. Again, he didn't really have her cranked up for her first start, as you could see. But boy, she came out with a really nice effort in her second start. Went to the bench after that, but her work's coming back been very good. 36 and 4, a minute and 3/5. Most recently, 47 and 3. I think it's a filly with a lot of upside, and I think she can hit the board in here. I got her in the second spot, and I threw Master Ewan in, the Rob Maben horse, 3-year-old. He's been right there in the maiden 25s. I don't think this is considerably tougher necessarily. Got beat by Fedosov last time. He fits. 2-3-7 for me.
Yeah, I agree with Parsimonious, half brother to Touching Promise.
That's right.
Former champion, and just I know Barb had to wait on Touching Promise too. She didn't run at 2, or she ran a couple times at 2, and didn't run great at 3. The family.
She was a mare that got
slow,
better.
And you take your time with him. And it's kind of the same with him. He's a big, long horse. Looks like he's going to be great when he goes long. But Parsimonious, off to a late start. But certainly a quality horse, and he ran really well, as you mentioned, behind his time to shine. And he looks like he's found a field he should be able to beat if he continues to move forward off of that race. I put the one horse Northern Storm.
I left her out, but I can see her winning.
I know, I can see the horse winning. Out of Windstorm. One of Dad's horses that he trained multiple stakes. But Northern Storm, and I was between Northern Storm and the fillies, Kodiak Rose, the 1 and 3. I was flip-flop. I could either one, or if Parsimonious doesn't win, it's going to be the 1 or the 3, I think.
Yeah.
I went 2, 1, and 3 in race number 5. On to the 6th race, maiden $4,000 claimer going a mile and a 16th. I think the 4-horse 3-berry really stands out in here. Cut back to a sprint last time and just missed. Still ran an encouraging race. That horse ran really well. Richard Hamill sticks with our leading rider. I just think 3-berry's miles the best in here. I think probably of your late pick 4. I think he's your single. I put the 5-horse Clever Counsel in for second. A horse that will come running on late. His last race was quite good, and just looking around to see who to pick for second, because I really just did like the 4-horse 3-berry. It was really tough to find it, because the 8 El Cid is scratched. Sorry, we should mention that the 8 El Cid
he's one of my
has
picks.
been scratched. As of taping, the 8 is out, so that makes things obviously a little easier on 3-berry, as El Cid would have been a real force. But Clever Counsel, I put the 6 Cherokee War Chant. The races, he's only sprinted, but he's a war chant. He's bred to run long. We'll see if he does, but at least the horse is in good form. Darren Lupol's got the horse going well, and why not? Jose Sanchez rides. I went 4, 5, 6, but I really like the 4.
Yeah, I agree. It's 3-berry. I really think. I'm with you. I got 3-berry on top. No need to dwell on it. Same reasons as you. I went to the 10 Last Bloom for my second horse. Mel tried this guy once long. That was back on the 2nd of July. He ran 4th, beaten 4, but he was running against Remember Me Softly, Chase the Money, classic victory.
Way tougher.
It was a considerably tougher mile and 16th race. This one is easier. I think he can get up for second behind 3-berry. Got him in the second spot. And I had El Cid in my picks. I'll correct this too when we put our picks up at the end. So now I got Cherokee War Chant in the 3rd spot. As you mentioned, a son of War Chant should be able to go long.
Right.
We'll see. 4, 10, and 6 for me in the 6th. On to the 7th. Clayman, 4,000, wide open event here. Field of 7. I went to the 1 ace deuce. Every time he's been in for 4, look at his form, he's right there. Third beat and a half, first. Second beat and next, second beat and 2. That little jump up to 62.50, as we mentioned sometimes, it can be considerably different. He ran a Devil in Disguise, Cedarburg, Stormy Team. Those are tougher.
Sharp horses.
So it was between him and Circus Ride. Circus Ride's coming off a very good event at the $4,000 level 2. I couldn't really decide. I flipped a coin. I went with leading trainer Phil Hall. Ace deuce on top of Circus Ride, as I mentioned. Just got there for a win last time. Nice horse that comes running. David Lopez rides. I thought a perfect ride by Lopez last time to get up and beat Cowboy Phil and Ambidextrous Duke. Another couple horses that are always right there. Got him in the second spot. And between Merlot and Sardine, the third spot, I went with Sardine. Got through that non-winners of the year a couple starts ago. Had 2 good efforts at 4. I threw out that last one with Cedarburg and hoping he can get back on form today for Mark Lucius, who's having a very strong year.
Yes, he's
1-7-2. Yeah, great year for Mark. 1-7-2 for me.
Yeah, I went to the 7-horse Circus Ride. Boy, the name was apt.
Yeah, I know.
It was.
That's
the
right.
Horse
he
absolutely blew the brake.
Should never have been
there.
there.
His horse is supposed to been going out there in 44 and change, and now blows the brake. And
I should have mentioned that.
It
there was
needs
also
a circus ride.
That was the race also with Jeff Birmingham got hurt. There was a lot of craziness in that race.
The one horse ducked in.
Horse jumped over the rail, and he got
Willie's Command.
He absolutely walked out of the gate and still got up.
Yeah, it was amazing. The horse looked like hopelessly beaten, and David kept relaxed the horse, didn't panic. That's the nice thing about Dave. When you get the experienced riders, it's totally different. When you
wasn't like I gotta go.
Of course,
yeah.
you're in the paddock. You talk to the rider. Okay, well, we should be on the lead and or thereabouts. And now you get the break. You have to adapt. Yeah, there has to be a plan B.
Yeah, he didn't panic and be like, I gotta go.
Okay, you didn't send him any. You just let him settle. And the horse made a great run, and he might even want to be an off-the-pace horse down the road.
Well, he's proven he can do them both now.
Yeah,
right?
no, because this horse ran really well. But Circus Ride for me over the 1 ace. You're right, ace deuce is live in here. Anytime he's in for 4, he's money. And the 5, I put Marlowe in for third.
It was between Merlot and Sedin for me, but I went
7-1-5 to close out the Friday night program. That'll do it for our analysis of the Friday night proceedings. Next up on screen will be a quick recap of our selections. Back in race number 1, I went to the 2-horse Martello, probably the heavy favorite, but I think going to be pretty live. Went 2, 5, and 3. Race number 2, I went to the 8 Red Buffalo. Not going to be a favorite. We're going to try and get a little long shot. It'll be the long shot of the day, I think, hopefully for me. 8, 6, and 2 in the second. Race number 3, I went to the 7 Sonny's in Command over the 6 Jackson Teller. Really think it's 7, 6, and 2 though. Race number 4, I went to the 6 Cherokee and Me, one of our better bets of the day. I think 6, 1, and 5 are pretty live. Race number 5, I went to the 2 Parsimonious over the 1 Northern Storm and the 3 Kodiak Rose. Race number 4, another good key, I think, number 4 Three Berry.
Yeah.
Went 4, 5, 6, and in the 7th and final, I went to the 7 Circus Ride over the 1 and 5.
Up next will be my picks. Back in the first race, I agree with Mike. Number 2, Martello over the 3 and the 4. The second race, the baby race, I went to the Phil Hall horse, Ass, number 4 over the 6 and the 5. The third race, Ken Johnson's number 6, Jackson Teller. Ken's great over the 2 and the 7. In the fourth, I'm with Mike. Actually, I'm with Mike pretty much throughout the rest of the card. Cherokee and Me looks very tough over the 1 Chianti and the 4 Indy Rock. In the fifth, the maiden special weight, Parsimonious, with a race under his belt, looks very tough over the 3 Kodiak Rose and the 7 Master Ewan. In the 6th, number 4, again, I'm with Mike, looks very tough. 3 Bear. There will be a correction to my picks here because El Cid is out, so my picks now are going to be 4, 10, and 6 in that 6th race. And in the 7th, I went to the 1 Ace Deuce over the 7 and the 2.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. That'll do it for this edition of Handicappers Corner. Just a quick reminder, we have no live racing Saturday or Sunday due to the annual P&E Fair, but we do have the Derby Bar and Grill contest, the handicapping contest.
Stay away from the P&E. Come out here.
Crowds will be too big. Come on here.
Go to the Derby Bar and Grill.
And get in on the handicapping contest. A lot
and
of
see
fun.
the return of Arrogate. See how Arrogate runs the Pacific Classic on Saturday. That will be the last race in our contest. And, of course, see if he can get back on track towards the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot. Saratoga's got a great card. Del Mar's got a great card. Come on out.
Yeah, Queen's Plate winner, what's her name?
Helena
is running in a grade 1, I believe, at Saratoga as well.
Yeah, so great cards at Saratoga and Del Mar. So come on out, get in the handicapping contest. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Lots of great simulcasting action here and excellent food specials as well. So come on out if you're in the South Surrey area on Saturday. No racing Sunday either, so come on out here as well. But our next live card will be
go to church.
church.
Praying for a winner.
But Monday, our next live card. Yeah, we're going to the Monday, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
We have 8 races on Monday, starting at 5 o'clock. There's 2 CTHS sales stakes.
Yes,
So we have 2
right.
stakes races on the Monday program. So that'll be our next live card here at Hastings. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on Handicappers Corner.